Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Hakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutation to all your sensei Akim across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, because I'm a guy from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Hakodash, to feed the elect. This is going to be a quick lesson. To the brothers, the men of the Lord that struggle with women, and I understand this, and I understand it may be this particular lesson might crush some feelings, but we have to be honest. As men of the Lord, we have to bring forth the truth. Because at the end of the day, there's only one goal. The only goal is to finish this race and attain immortality in the kingdom of heaven. And I know from experience, and I know the apostles they've already known this. One of the biggest stumbling blocks in this truth is going to be women. So I mean, without further ado, just going to give more understanding to help men. The men that still struggle very much with understanding the nature of the woman. So this is a saying from Socrates. It says, "Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will." So throughout history, certain men have understood, certain men was able to crack the code with women. Because men, we love women. But we've always, for thousands of years, we've always wondered why, even though we shower women with all kinds of gifts and love and attention, for some reason, they always give us a hard time. They always find a way to not be happy. That's because for a very long time, men haven't been able to understand the nature of women. That's the reason why women throughout history have been able to take down empires, have always baffled the mind of men, even great men such as King Solomon. But we're in the end times. We're in the end of the world. So now we get a greater wisdom than all these men prior to us. So we have the answers. The answers are in the end times, the end of the world, basically. All right. So it's high time to know the mystery of women. And so you would understand who they are, what they are. So you can move accordingly, all right? And this video and this lesson is not about hating women. It's about understanding women, okay? So first, you have to deal, if you want to understand women, you have to understand women and men are different, all right? We were made different, okay? So you can't, when you look at a woman and you think about a woman, understand that women think differently. They move differently. They're wired differently. Women are wired to survive because women are the weaker vessel. So how do women survive? Women survive by the use of their beauty, their sex appeal, and it's all through something called hypergamy. Okay, so what is hypergamy? Hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of superior sociological or educational background. Okay, so that's the reason why women always marry up. They always date up. Okay, because it's a form of survival. So as a man, you have to understand the nature of a woman. As an Israelite man, understand the nature of the woman, so you won't get upset, you won't get angry, and so you can understand them. And this is the thing, like a wise man once said, it's only two things. You can either love women or you can understand them. Once you understand women, you understand that loving them it's although it's wired into you to do it, but you have to understand how to love them. Okay, so now that you understand hypergamy, we're just going to go straight to the story. All right, I'm going to show you a story, which we already know. We already know what the story is about. And this is a story of high-level hypergamy, all right? And it has to do with Bathsheba, all right? Second Samuel chapter 11. Bathsheba, which, you see the subtitle, David's great sin. All right, so without further ado, it says, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. All right, Ammon, or the Ammonites, are the so-called Japanese. So at that particular time, we were at war with the Japanese. Okay, it says, and it came to pass in an eventide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. This is something you have to understand. In a king's court, not everybody is allowed to even be living in the surroundings of the king's court. Now, this particular woman, as you know, her name was Bathsheba, and she was the wife of a soldier called Uriah the Hittite. So verse 3, it says, and David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? So you have to understand something. This is not, although it's not written in the scriptures, is when you understand women, okay? When you truly understand women, you understand that women are always scheming their way to the top. Whether you like it or not, I know this is an uncomfortable truth that your daddy didn't tell you about. I know your mama didn't tell you about this because your mom and your sister and the society has trained you to believe that women are pure as flowers. But if you know the history going back to the Garden of Eden, and you know the history, secular history, you know women have been responsible for the downfall of great men and kingdoms. There's a reason why. And one of the reasons is hypergamy. Basically, Bathsheba knew exactly. She had been scheming. She knew exactly the court. She knew exactly a time and the hours in which David will most likely be roaming around. This is something, again, if you don't understand women, if you don't understand the nature of women, you don't understand hypergamy, you know, you're gonna watch this and you're gonna listen to this, you're gonna be like, oh man, he's tripping, which is fine, which is fine. I get it. Most men are completely oblivious of how women think and how women move. That's why the scripture says that the Most High has created a new thing, a woman with compass of men, meaning women will run circles around men. So I perfectly understand that only a few men will understand exactly what I'm talking about. It was not a coincidence that at that particular time when David roamed around, Bathsheba happened to just take that shower where she was visible from the courts, from David's court. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that there was a possibility that she could be seen from the king, and she could rise up from being a soldier's wife to the king's wife. She knew that there was a possibility if she put herself. That's why women always happen to be in the right place in the right time, right? A woman will be in a yacht, in the right place in the right time with the right people, with the right influence. Women have always been this way, okay? There's nothing new under the sun. Now, whether you want to believe this or not, that's up to you. Grown men, if you want to be a grown man and understand, then this is what women are. This is their nature. Now, do you get upset about it? No, because you have to understand. When you understand women, then you're no longer angry about it. This is what they do, okay? It says, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. As you know, in the law in Deuteronomy, it clearly states that if an Israelite man grapes an Israelite woman, if she cries, because remember, it says if she's in the city and she cries, then guess what? The man gets to be put to death, but the woman is okay. So clearly, Bathsheba did not cry out because Bathsheba knew what the hell she was doing. Okay, she knew what she was doing. That's the reason why she didn't cry out. And she didn't cry grape. This is hypergamy. She knew exactly what she was doing. Although we know it was all set up in the spirit, but this is the nature of women. Whether you like it, believe it or not. And for the ones of you that don't want to accept it, that don't want to embrace what women are, you're going to continue to struggle with women, okay? That's why you're having a hard time in this gospel being focused and getting your purpose and because you do not understand what women are. All right, it says, and a woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite, and Joab sent Uriah to David. All right, so at this point, I don't have to read more. You already know the rest of the story. David basically, at this point, he was already under full demonic possession. So he didn't, everything that transpired, David was under full demonic possession. So he knew he had to get rid of Uriah because he had slept with his wife. But again, the main point is that Bathsheba understood and knew what the hell she was doing. The location, the time frame, she knew that at that particular area, she would be visible to King David because she wanted hypergamy. It's all about hypergamy. The action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. And again, if you're in your feelings and you don't understand, you're like, oh man, that's a reach, which is okay. Like I said, a lot of men are blue pill and they don't understand women. And that's the reason why you still struggle with women in 2023. And that is that is your problem. All right. My job is to bring this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bathsheba. We living in the end times, so all the truth is going to be out on everybody, men and women. This is 1 Corinthians 11:7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High. But the woman is the glory of the man. All right. So the scripture clearly tells you the woman is the glory of the man, meaning glory is what you win. And what you win is what you love. Okay, so it lets you know right there that the man, right? The man's glory is the woman, meaning the man loves the woman. That's the reason why you love women, all right, which is a natural thing. It's a natural thing for a man to want to love a woman. But the problem that you run into is that, and this is the problem that you run into. The problem that you run into is this. 1 Corinthians 11:15. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory unto her. That's the thing. The woman doesn't love you. She loves her hair. For her hair is given for her for a covering. So the woman's glory, meaning what the woman loves, is her hair. Now, when it says hair, it's bigger than her hair, meaning it's herself. Women love themselves more than anything on the planet. That's why women are basically the ultimate survival creature, meaning women would adapt. A woman can be your wife and bear your children, but if an enemy ransacks your empire, your kingdom, your country, and kills you and kills your children, your woman would acquiesce to the new ruler, and she would bear his children, and she would be his wife, and she would forget about you and that previous life that you had, because that is how women are wired. All right, that's why treason means nothing to women, because that is how they survive. So again, I'm not putting this video on this lesson, for brothers to hate women. It's not about hating women. It's about understanding women. That's the reason why men and women are not equal. All right, a woman is a commodity, and she has to be treated as such, as a possession. All right, because she has no honor. She will do whatever it takes to survive. And you can't blame women for doing that, because women are weak. So they have to do whatever the hell they have to do, right? Through manipulation, hypergamy. That's what they have to do to make sure that they are protected, that their seeds are protected. So they would do whatever it takes, to make sure that they and their seeds are protected. So as a man, you have to understand that is their nature. So therefore, they can never be equal to us. They have to be under your, they have to be basically possessed by you, so you can protect them. All right. So that's what it's about. Now, and then let me see, Proverbs 17:6, it says, children are the crown of all men, and the glory of children are their fathers. So children love their fathers. All right. So men love women. Children love their fathers. But women love themselves. They love their hair. They love themselves. So once you understand that, you understand, okay, that's the reason why women do what they do. All right. They're able to that's the reason why they're able to switch like that. And and that's who they are. And again, I have to say this again. And let me see if I'll finish with this. This is Ephesians 5:33. It says, nevertheless, and this is Paul speaking. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife. All right. So as an Israelite man, you're supposed to love your wife. What you will do, that is your natural essence to do that, even as himself. But check this out. And the wife see that she reverence her husband. Now, when you go to the CSB, it says, to sum up, each one of you, Israelite man, is to love his wife as himself, right? It says, and the wife is to respect her husband. See, Paul knew. That's why Paul said the wife is supposed to respect her husband. Fear and respect her husband, because the only way you can keep your wife is if she respects you or fears you. Not love, because women are incapable of loving anybody but themselves. That is how they are wired to survive. Once you understand that, you understand the importance of having your own kingdom, your own laws, statutes, and commandments, and your own dominance over the women. As long as you are the ruler and you're able to dominate the planet Earth, your women will be on your side because you are the ultimate protector. But if you lose that power, you will lose your women as well. It's always been like that. It's never going to change. That is hypergamy. That is the nature of the woman. And I just want to share that with, for you brothers that are still struggling with women. The only reason why you're still struggling with women and you're unable to fully focus on your purpose in this gospel is because you failed to understand the nature of the woman. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, Call Halam La Yehovah Shema Shadab on this to our apostle, Elder Great Millstone. Shalom. Salutation to you, Sister Akim, close to 4 winds, because I'm a guy from the DC camp. Shalom.